Justin Mallet asks, if you could live in any movie universe, what would it be?
Oh,
Labyrinth.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Duh.
Yeah, David Bowie and the.
I would live in that labyrinth every day, y'all.
I don't know. It's kind of scary.
No, it's not. It's awesome. You're just scaredy cat.
Kind of scary.
I'm trying to think of something happy and cool, and I don't know.
I would be a witch. I'd be living in a universe where I could be a witch and I could be like, psh, or a superhero.
Okay, so I'll take yours. I'd live in Harry Potter world.
Oh, good
That's
choice.
a great world.
I'd be a graduate of Hogwarts, obviously Hufflepuff, because that's the most underrated house of all time. And, have a nice wand, maybe invent a spell here or there.
Yeah, it's hard for me to think because a lot of the movies that I like are like, more darker or grittier type of things. It's like, I don't want to live there. You know what I mean? That's like always like they're talking about like, would you rather live in Metropolis or Gotham? I'm like, I'm living in Metropolis, even though I like Batman better. I don't want to live in Gotham.
Gotham looks awful.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, Isaac Oboima writes, could we see Spider-Man break the fourth wall in his new movie, considering it's a John Hughes-inspired movie?
I don't think so. I mean, it's fine for Deadpool
was
to do
gonna
it,
say.
but Spider-Man, no. And especially it's part of the Marvel universe. I just don't see it happening.
I think when he was walking down the street in Spider-Man 3, that was as close to breaking fourth wall as we're ever going to get, and I don't ever want to see that again.
Yeah.
Was that like before or after his emo dance?
The emo
That
dance.
is the
That
emo
is the emo
dance.
dance.
No, but he did like at the bar, didn't he? At
Oh,
first?
yeah. Ugh.
I don't care. I'm so burned out on Spider-Man. I just don't care. Sorry.
Nerdy Geek asks, what does bring on the filthy stuff mean?
You're going to have to ask John about that. That happened, I think, during one of his mailbag episodes. It had something to do with 50 Shades of Grey. Something about it being R and NC-17 or something. And he mentioned bring on the filthy. So you have to tweet at him.
Cosgrove asks, who do you guys think is a very good actor but is always starring in mediocre movies?
Ryan Reynolds. I mean, I think he's great, and
He's never really got a turn in like a really great.
I thought he was great in that movie Buried.
that
he's
was really
good in that. But I'm not hating on like Van Wilder or anything like that. I like when he does comedy. I like Just Friends.
I like
those
Van
things.
Wilder.
Me
Me
too.
too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think that in terms of the rest of his selection, like where his career has gone, it's crazy. He should be. I think he should be a huge bigger movie star than he is. But I think the movies that he does are not always the best.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Two of the best actors ever in film history have done a lot of mediocre movies. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. Yeah. They done some, and they done mediocre and terrible movies together. They were just like, I think, and I always explain it this way. I think, especially at the height of Robert De Niro and Al Pacino's career, I mean, in terms of like acting wise and career wise, in critics wise, everyone loved them, but they weren't getting paid money. You know what I mean? Like De Niro in Raging Bull wasn't getting big bucks, or Taxi Driver, And later on, they became much bigger household names, and I think they just started to cash in on that.
Yeah, and Pacino, by the way, is a theater actor, by training, and I think primarily, and so I think it makes sense that he never. I mean, obviously, he's made some incredible movies, but I think he's made more bad movies, the movies that he has done, and I think it's because he never quite gelled.
I think Tina Fey and Amy Poehler have done amazing television work and such average movies. Like they're great at hosting the Golden Globes, but they're like Sisters wasn't very good. Tina Fey's like that Admission movie wasn't very good, and what was that movie where Baby Mama? I thought that was funny.
I like Baby Mama.
I think that was probably their best movie, but other than that, they've both done really average movies.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking on that, Tina Fey was I admire her in many ways, but she was terribly miscast in that movie with Jason Bateman, the family
the
movie.
Things come together.
Yeah, or
like
whatever
All Things
it was.
Considered.
This is where I leave you.
This is where I leave you.
I didn't care for that movie.
Well, the character was like this vapid, kind of like ditzy, and I was like, what? How? So yeah.
There was one good Tina Fey movie, but she wasn't the main character. Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Because she wrote it and she.
And I want to see her new movie, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
That actually looks pretty good.
I'm very curious.
It looks
about
like the Michael Keaton movie. It was an HBO movie with Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh yeah, Live from Baghdad.
Live from Baghdad.
Yep.
Looks just a lot like that. Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Todd McGorry asks, favorite female badass? Mine are Ellen Ripley in Aliens and Uma Thurman in Kill Bill.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, both of those plus Sarah Connor in Terminator 2.
Ooh, yeah, Terminator
Linda
2.
Hamilton. I mean, she's so badass in that.
Oh man.
It's a very small role, but I thought that she was badass, and I that's one of the reasons I did not like that movie was Rachel McAdams in Southpaw. I thought that was like such an exit from everything she's always done. She was this like trashy kind of Hell's Kitchen girl. There's like a really powerful sex scene. She's the mind behind the boxer. I think that movie could have been so much better had she, I know, spoiler alert, not died.
No, they
tell
showed
you
in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of just to add to what you guys have already said, Emily Blunt in Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, she was
Love
great.
And
her.
Emily Blunt and Sicario.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one
Yeah.
yet, but I think Emily Blunt is a badass. And by the way, I know this is TV, but the woman who plays Michonne on The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, she's
I
awesome.
love her.
Yeah.
I just, even though I don't love.
Brienne of Tarth on Game of Thrones.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, that's a great one.
That's why I was so disappointed about Captain Phasma in Star Wars. I was like, you did nothing.
Yeah, very
absolutely
underutilized.
nothing.
She had a shiny helmet.
And
Yeah.
Ray
Ray was badass.
Ray's
Yeah,
a badass.
Ray is a badass.
I can't believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Nerdy Nick asks, since Clark is here today, do you think we'll ever get another great original horror franchise? Too many modern ones are bad.
Yes, I do think that we will get another great original horror franchise. I think. I don't know if I've mentioned on this show or not, but there's a movie coming out that James Wan produced that's based on a short. It's called Lights Out. It's coming from Warner Brothers this summer. It is a ultra low budget film. However, I have been hearing that the test screenings have been through the roof, so much that they gave it a mid-July opening day. So that's crazy, an opening release date for a movie with basically no stars. And James didn't direct it; he produced it. But you can watch the short online; it's pretty spooky. So I think there are. And as I've said on Movie Talk before, I think there's great horror. I just think a lot of it's on television right now because the creators are being given real space to do things. I also think, by the way, and they're not taking it in the direction that I would have taken it, but I think The Purge could have been almost.
Smart
It was a
idea.
great concept.
Great concept.
Well, and I actually am in the minority. I really like the first one. I know that it's not perfect, but it feels like a Twilight Zone episode to me in a lot of ways. And I would have loved it if the Purge franchise had done basically like an anthology. So you see a Purge night in different parts of the country every time. Like I would love to see a small town, farm town Purge night. Then you get the LA Purge night that we got in the Purge Anarchy and things like that. So I do think that there's potential, and I do think that there can be great. But the idea of like a killer like Freddy or Jason, I don't know if we'll see another one of those because this taste is so different now.
Well, they're making a Purge 3. I don't know. I didn't see the second one, but I didn't care for the first one, and it had a great concept to it. But the best thing about the Purge is that it inspired the Purge episode of Rick and Morty. If you guys have ever seen that episode, it's one of the funniest things. I die laughing every time I see it. It's hilarious. Check it out. I know horror isn't my genre. I know it's not your. We're the two scaredy cats.
It's a James Wan indie kind of based off of short story. I was like, nope, I'm out. It's like that sounds like I didn't even know what it's about. You're like, the trailer was spooky.
You know what was really spooky, and I'm actually interested in seeing, even though I think it's gonna freak the hell out of me. That trailer for The Witch.
Oh, I've seen The Witch. I've seen it twice.
Is it hilarious or not hilarious?
Yeah, it's hysterical, Dennis. It's the next Wet Hot American Summer. Yeah.
Is it?
Nothing is funnier
Yes.
than puritanical witches and demons.
Is it scary?
It is scary. But I warn you, it is a true period film. This is a drama. This is a drama that takes place in the founding of, in the Puritan founding of America, but it's tension. It's filled with tension. It's dark. It is unflinching. But it's a real drama.
But is it hilarious?
And it is effing hilarious.
I would love to see that
y'all.
DVD like The Witch, Clark Wolf.
Hilarious.
All right, what's next?
Robert asks, what do you think about James Got a Gun? It comes out today, and you barely talked about it.
I actually liked all the trailers that we've seen so far. I like Westerns, but the fact that it's being released in limited theaters and kind of with very little fanfare, no commercials or marketing, tells me that they don't really believe in this movie, and that scares me.
Yeah, I don't. I liked the trailers. I thought they looked fun. I think it's one of those movies that if I'm kind of bored and it's at like a Lemley 5 or something, I'll go see it, but I'll probably just wait for a DVD.
I just read a great article. I think it was in the Hollywood Reporter, but I'm not entirely sure, about the troubled production of this film, and it was interesting. But you know what Harvey Weinstein said, and I think he's right, is that regular, people who are not in the entertainment industry don't know about troubled productions, and they don't really care. No. At the end of the day, it's Joel Edgerton, Natalie Portman, and Ewan McGregor in a Western. Do you want to see it or not? And also, Westerns, I think, are a tough sell.
They are.
We see these limited releases.
Quentin Tarantino seems like the only guy that can get them released.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because we've seen like in the last year, we've seen a lot of indie Westerns, and they've taken this route too. So I actually don't think that it's not such a it's a condemnation of the film. I think it's just like, well, we got to get this out there at some point.
Okay. What's next?
Emu asks, which franchise just needs to die?
Oh, I know a lot of people hate me for. Actually, I don't need it to die. I just need it to die and then get reborn. The Transformers franchise.
Yeah.
Like I loved Transformers when I was a kid. I love the animated movie. I hate these live action ones, and I think they need to die so they can be reborn again. But they're not going to die because they make billions of dollars at the box office. So no studio is going to go, well, I think we should stop doing these. They're going to do them over and over.
I'm gonna maybe piggyback off Clark and just say Spider-Man. I would like to see him.
How dare you?
If Spider-Man's like in one of those big ensemble movies like in Avengers, but in the Spider-Man world, great. But I don't want to see another Spider-Man movie.
I am so with you. Yeah. I'm so burned out on Spider-Man. I just am. Sorry.
I think you could go Paranormal Activity as well.
Paranormal is gone. It's over, and they've really mucked that one up too.
Well, they milked it. It went farther than I thought. I was like, okay, they made one movie. I liked the first one, and then they made another, and then another. How many are there? 6? 7?
6, including the spin-off. But if
there's a spin-off.
Yeah, the marked one's hello. The marked one's actually really good. If I may take 10 seconds and just say where they really messed up is in those first 3 movies. Yeah, I know he's doing the countdown. In those first 3 movies, they really established a mythology for this franchise with this family, and they really screwed up by not seeing that through.
Nailed it. Clark Will 10 on that dot.
And they had a magic camera in the last one or something like that. It was like a magical camera.
It was
take that to my Harry Potter world.
Yeah. I can't even get into it. That's a whole nother. Give me a Collider movie talk special about Paranormal.
You need more than 10 seconds.
All right, let's do one more.
All right, Jack Bauer's Scowl writes, did I miss a memo? Josh McCouga is Sans furry lip pet and Clark Wolf is Sans sexy glasses. What's with the world today?
Oh, man. I've had a
Bizarro
mustache
world.
since November, and I shaved the beard 2 days ago. God, guys, leave my face alone.
And my face says that my face went to the gym and can't work out with my glasses because if they slide off my nose, I can't see what's going on. So I had to wear my contacts today.
We almost didn't recognize you,
Yeah.
Clark.
No.
Like you came in the studio and we're like, who are you?
It's just me, guys.
Supergirl.
Supergirl, exactly.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.